Welcome back to the next session of Universal Human Values. Now, in this session, we'll explore understanding harmony in the self. We have been talking about in previous sessions, we have been talking about different levels like individual level, family level, societal level, and nature, at the level of the nature. These are the four levels. Every human being aspires harmony in these four levels as an individual, as a member of the family, as a member of the society, and as a unit of the nature or existence. Now, very fundamental, let us try to explore the understanding of harmony in the self. Now, we will explore into the activities of the self and see how harmony can be ensured among all the activities of the self. Because this finally, eventually leads to continuous happiness. Let us find out what are the activities of the self. Activities of the self can be seen in terms of desire, thought, and expectations. These are the basic activities of self: desire, thought, and expectations. Desire is the name given to the imaging. You are making an image in the self. Desire is the name is in the form of image which you have created within. Thought is the power for the activity of analyzing based on comparing various possibilities to fulfill the desire. Activities is various activities to fulfill, rather various possibilities to fulfill the desire. Expectation is the power for the activity of the selecting based on tasting. And these activities of the self are always continuous. That is, imaging, analyzing, comparing, selecting, tasting are always going on in our mind. All these activities put together, that is imaging, analyzing, comparing, selecting and tasting are always going on. These put together are called imagination. These are called imagination. What is the state of the imagination? Once you look at your imagination, you will be able to find out the state of your imagination. Your imagination could be well organized, in harmony, or it could be random mixture of harmony and contradiction. There are only two possibilities. If it is in harmony, it is well organized. If it is not in harmony, that is disharmony or contradiction, that is said to be random mixture. What are the possible sources of imagination? Preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. Preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. What is preconditioning? Preconditioning means beliefs, notions, do's, don'ts, ideas, views, goals, etc., which are prevailing in ourself or in our family, in our generation, in our caste, like that. Another source is, another major source of our desire is, our imagination is sensation. First is preconditioning, which is prevailing in ourselves or in our family. Next, sensation. Third one is natural acceptance. Coming to the sensation, information we get from the body through five senses. You have Jnanendriyas, Pancha Jnanendriyas, sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell, isn't it? Through this, whatever the sensation we are getting are the next source. You can have a look here. For self, what is the activities? Desire, thought, expectations. If it is is on the basis of natural acceptance, it is said to be self-organized. That is said to be in harmony. If it is not in harmony, that leads to disharmony, rather not self-organized, rather not according to the natural acceptance. Consequences of imagination from the three sources. Either are they self-organized or insolvent. Let us explore. Three sources just now we have seen: preconditioning, sensation, natural acceptance. Preconditioning which are prevailing in ourselves or in our beliefs, in our family, etc. Sensation from the all the sensual or jnanendriyas. Next is natural acceptance. If your imagination is motivated by preconditioning or sensation, you may or may not be in the harmony with the natural acceptance. Very clear. We have three sources: preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. If our imagination is motivated by preconditioning or sensation, first two, you may not be in harmony with the natural acceptance. Again, what is natural acceptance? Coming back to the fundamental thing. Natural acceptance is our innate capacity, internal capacity to see the intrinsic purpose, pure purpose. Therefore, you may be in a state of happiness within or unhappiness within. Your happiness is dependent or ensolved by your preconditioning or and sensation. This is dependent on preconditioning or sensation. This has been most possibly happening in human beings. See here, content of imagination in the self. First one is desire one, thinking one, two, three, this one, emotion, like all this of haphazardous. All this continuous happiness and prosperity. Is it like this, natural acceptance? If we don't have a natural acceptance, either preconditioning or sensation, again I'm repeatedly stressing on this. These are the three sources: sensation, preconditioning, and natural acceptance. Our imagination depends on these three sources. If our imagination is motivated by either sensation or preconditioning, it may lead or may not lead to harmony or natural acceptance or happiness. If they depend on natural acceptance, naturally will be in harmony, right? So like that, if they depend on our natural acceptance, all are will be like this, systematic. If they don't depend on natural acceptance, some depends on preconditioning, some depends on sensation, some thoughts like this: consumptions, profit, name, fame, sensual pleasure, knowledge, etc. All this prevailing. This may lead to disharmony in ourself. So let us explore further our state of imagination. Is it random and disordered or not? Our desire, thought, and expectations, our preconditioning, desire, thought, and expectations, natural acceptance. This is some way or another, is sensation. How your behavior would be with this? There is a possibility that a large share of your imagination is enslaved by preconditioning and sensations. I've been talking on this. Most of our imaginations are depending on, are enslaved by either preconditioning or sensation, while a very small share is guided by natural acceptance. If they are guided by natural acceptance, we will be in harmony, finally leads to continuous happiness. Not guided by natural acceptance, they are enslaved by preconditioning or sensation, naturally they will be in disharmony. One thing to note here is that sensation is not an enslavement in itself. Through sensation only, the self is able to take proper care of the body. But problem arises when you try to associate happiness with favorable sensations. Similarly, there could be some preconditioning which may also be right. But unless you verify it and validate it in your living, it is just like an enslavement. And this leads to unhappiness. You must have to verify it, validate it, experiential validation. That is why. So let us see harmony in accordance with the natural acceptance. All desire, thought, expectations, content of imagination guided by right understanding. So, natural acceptance or intention is competence, what you are now at present, or both are reciprocal. Earlier case, you can see here, preconditioning. Entire thing is red one is preconditioning. Most of our imaginations are based on preconditioning. Sensation, black one. Next only natural acceptance. Here you can clearly visualize. Content of imagination guided by that understanding. Our behavior, our work, all the things would be in harmony. That happiness is equal to be state of harmony. If your imagination is guided by your natural acceptance, you are sure to be harmony. You are sure to be in harmony and happiness within. That is, you are said to be self-organized. I repeat, imagination sources are three: preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. If imagination sources are enslaved by preconditioning or preconditioning and sensation, there is no surety of harmony. Maybe disordered, disharmony. If your imagination is guided by your natural acceptance, you are sure to be in harmony. And finally, eventually, happiness within. That is, you are self-organized. The activities of desire, thought, and expectations are together called imagination. That is the basic definition. Our desire, our thought, our expectations put together are called our imagination. Imagination is continuously going on in the self. That is its basic characteristic. The source of imagination can be sensation, preconditioning, natural acceptance, as I told you. Now, let us see what is understanding harmony of the self with the body. This is very important. Understanding harmony of the self with the body. Self with the body. Self is conscious entity, body is material entity. Already we have discussed this in earlier sessions. The body is a self-organized system. The body is a wonderful self-organized system. It has so many parts. Each part coexists in harmony with every other part. The eyes are well connected to the brain, the mouth, the stomach, and the whole digestive system is synchronized. And so it is for every organ, every cell of the body, and you have to do nothing to make these connections. They are organized, well organized. And to synchronize the various parts, you have nothing to do with every cell. It is already in well organized system. Now, harmony of the self with the body, self-regulation and health. That is our responsibility. You must have proper self-regulation and everyone must keep proper health. The body is an instrument of the self. This has been, we have been talking about earlier sections. Self is the conscious entity. Body is the material entity. Body is an instrument of the self. Self does everything. Self is doer, seer, enjoyer. Everything is self. Body is only through senses, it's an instrument. The responsibility of the self towards the body is in terms of nurturing, protecting, and right utilizing the body. Nurturing the body is by providing appropriate air, water, food, sunlight, etc. Protection is to ensure the continuity of the body, which includes safeguarding from unfavorable conditions, isn't it? Right utilization would mean using the body for the purpose of the self, not to have more eating, or sleeping, or other habits like smoking, alcohol, drug consumption. Right utilization would mean using the body for purpose of the self. This feeling of responsibility of the body is called the feeling of self-regulation. Feeling of responsibility towards the body. I repeat, feeling of the responsibility towards the body is called the feeling of the self-regulation. And the natural outcome of it is health. So self-regulation means feeling responsibility of the body. Natural outcome is health. Feeling of self-regulation is equal to feeling of responsibility in the self towards the body for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. Let us further explore here. This is the self, this is the body, this is the conscious entity, this is the material entity. This is the coexistence between both these two, self and body, conscious, material. Yeah. What are the needs? Happiness, prosperity. That happiness and prosperity should be continuous for self. Whereas for physical body, physical facilities, where they are temporary in time. For self, we require happiness, prosperity continuous in time. What is self-regulation? Self-regulation is nothing but, just now we talked, self-regulation is responsibility towards the body is called this feeling of self-regulation, and a natural outcome of it is called health. Responsibility towards the body is self-regulation. The natural outcome of that is called health. Yeah. So body acts according to I. This is body and self are both are synchronized. Parts of the body is in harmony, in order. That is our responsibility to keep body healthy. Feeling of responsibility towards the body for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. How do you nurture your body? By by giving proper food required in limited quantity, giving it proper sleep, proper rest, proper maintenance, etc. How do you protect it? Clothes, shelter. Again, it is also limited quantity. Right utilization. Body is an instrument of the self. Again, it is required in a limited quantity. The body is healthy if it is able to perform as per the instructions of the self. Because self does everything. Different parts of the body are in harmony amongst each other, they are in the order. The feeling of self-regulation in the self is primary. Feeling of self-regulation in the self is primary. Health in the body is a natural acceptance, a natural consequence. When the self has the feeling of self-regulation, and there is health in the body, there is harmony of the self with the body. Now, let us see harmony of I with the body, that is called sanyama, and health swastha, swasthya. According to Ayurveda, the particular thing is swasthya. Harmony of I and body. I is, the conscious entity, body is material entity. That harmony is called sanyama. Health is called swasthya. The harmony of I with the body is in the form of sanyama on the part of I, and health swasthya on the part of the body. On the part of the I, sanyama. On the part of the body, swasthya. So self, conscious entity, sanyama, that is self-regulation. Self must be in coexistence with the body. Body is the material entity, self is the conscious entity. We must have the coexistence between self and body, material entity and conscious entity. So body, material, swasthya. The feeling of responsibility in the self for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body is called Sanyama, that is called self-regulation, feeling of responsibility of the self for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. Body needs to be given nutrition, protected from the environment, and utilized to work as an efficient and effective tool for the right purpose. I become responsible to the body. This sense of responsibility flows naturally and does not have to be imposed. Thus, there is no feeling of control or imposition, but a feeling of responsibility that is regulating the way we take care of us and our body. When I live with Sanyama, that is harmony of the self, there is harmony among the different parts of the body. Accordingly, the body also acts as an useful instrument. Next, coming to the swasthya. Swasthya is swastha. Swasthya is two elements. It is having two elements. Swasthya in English means health. According to health, proper health, according to Ayurveda, it is called swasthya. The body acts according to the needs of the I, self. The body acts according to the needs of the self or I. There is harmony among the parts of the body. There is the harmony among the parts of the body. So, swastha is the condition of the body where every part of the body is performing its expected function. There is harmony within the body and it is fit for use by the self. Body is used by the self. There must be harmony in the body parts. It is now well established that there are many diseases of the body that are caused or accentuated due to disharmony in I. If at all any disharmony between body and I, there may be more diseases. These are all called psychosomatic diseases. Nowadays, most of the skin diseases like leukoderma, psoriasis, some other irritable bowel syndrome, doctor says that all these diseases like psoriasis, leukoderma, and other irritable bowel syndromes are due to, they're called psychosomatic. There is a lack of synchronization, harmony between I and physical body. Asthma, allergies, migraine, diabetic, hypertension, most of the cases. This also comes under this category. On the other hand, when there is a strong disturbance in the body manifesting in the form of severe pain, it distracts I. It distracts I, that is self, from its normal function. Now, one more thing to be observed. If there is sanyama, health can be ensured, needs to be given in due priority. We plan to earn and save a lot of money so that we get well treated in a good quality hospital. When we fall sick, we do so. But are we equally serious in ensuring sanyama? We will discuss this in subsequent sessions. Now, understanding and living with sanyama. Sanyama implies that self takes the responsibility for proper nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. Is it? Self takes the responsibility for proper nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. The interaction of the self with the body has to be in consonance with the some objects. What are they? We'll say. We'll see. Nurturing of the body, that is proper food, air, water, maintenance, etc. While selecting food for the body, I need to make out the elements which make a complete food so that it gives required nutrients and energy to the body. The process of taking food, digesting it, and throwing out the unnecessary parts are all important. Thus, the following also become a part of the part of our program. Next, ingestion. The first thing we do after taking the food in the mouth is that we chew it. There are certain elements in the food that gets digested only after it's chewed well. So proper ingestion must be taken care. Next, digestion. Once swallowed, the digestion of the food starts. For this, proper rest and exercise of the body is also essential. On the basis of understanding of the hormone of the self in the body, we can see that the food needs to be eaten only when we feel hungry, not unnecessarily. Next, excretion. On the food, once the food is taken and the nutrients are absorbed, then unnecessary or undigested parts need to be thrown out. This is also very important. Next, protection of the body, that is called samrakshana. The second issue is the protection of the body. The clothes, shelter we choose for the protection need to be such that they ensure proper interaction of the body with the environment, the right amount of the exposure of the body to the air, water, cold, sunrise, sunlays, etc. Next, proper upkeep, that is called vihara of the body. When we work, the body gets tired. When we take rest, the body becomes fit to work. But again, there is a limit to the amount of work and rest what we need. We also need to ensure proper time, posture, and ways to work and to take rest. That is vihara. Next comes physical labor, shrama, and exercise, vyayama. Requisite amount of physical labor and exercise are essential to keep the body healthy. Labor means employing the body physically for production and maintenance of physical facility. Next, asana, pranayama. Yogasana and pranayama are well designed exercises to keep the body healthy and to ensure the synergy between self and body. Next, treatment of the body. When the body gets hurt or when it is in disorder by either misuse or because of adverse effects of the environment, there is a natural tendency of the body to heal and come back to its desired state of health. Right? For all this, we require this right utilization of the body. That is also called sadupayoga, right utilization. Correct appraisal of our physical needs. For all this, we require right utilization of the body, sadupayoga. Body must be rightly utilized. Physical needs must also be rightly utilized. These needs can be determined appropriately in the light of sanyama and swasthya. Sanyama for self, swasthya for body. The correct appraisal of needs constitute the first step towards ensuring prosperity. We can see that physical facilities required for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body are: food must be limited quantity, clothing, shelter must be limited, instruments, equipments must be limited. It can be seen that required quantity of physical facilities for the above purpose are limited and can be assessed. The ensuring the availability in excess of the required quantity leads to the feeling of prosperity. With the understanding of the need for physical facilities under the above three heads given in the diagram, like food, clothing, shelter, instrument or equipment, etc., you can evaluate whether you have more than required or not. It is quite likely that most of you already have the physical facilities more than required. Thus, When we look at the needs of the body, it becomes clear that the need for food, clothes, and shelter is limited. We have a common misconception today that our needs are unlimited. It is wrong. However, on considering the needs of the body in order to maintain health and right utilization, it turns out to be limited. If you look around in nature, it turns out that in nature, the availability of facilities is more than our needs, isn't it? Nature gives everything abundantly. As long as we are looking at the real needs of the body, there is enough in nature already for all of us. There is enough. Example, there is more wheat grown in the world than we can eat, more oxygen or air than we can breathe, and more water than we can drink. It's only when we see that the availability is more in nature than the limited needs of the body, and this can easily be fulfilled. There emerges a possibility of prosperity. Today, we have assumed our needs to be unlimited by confusing. It's a wrong notion. By confusing what? The concept of differencing between I and self. I and body. And hence, keep running after unlimited amounts. We even fail to see that the word unlimited means having no end. And hence, try to accumulating endlessly. Thus, this becomes a mad race. If we are able to see the simple point that there is a difference between the needs of the self and the needs of the body, and the needs of the body are limited, possible needs of the body are very much limited, then there is a possibility of prosperity for each one of us. Else, if the needs are unlimited, then there is not enough even for any one of us.